Shalom Aleichem everyone, hope everyone is feeling good, staying safe, and doing well. This week is Parshas Yitro, and I wanted to share a beautiful idea I heard on the Parsha from Rav Hershel Shlita, a Rebbe in our Yeshiva. So the Torah opens up, Vayishma Yisro Kohen Midyan, and Chazal tells, and Rashi quotes that Yisro had many, many names. He had 7 different names, and one of those names is Yeter. He's called Yeter. Why is Yisro called Yeter? Al Shem Sheyiter Parsha Achas Batorah. Because there was one extra parsha in the Torah written because of Yisro, and therefore he was called Yeter. Which parsha are we referring to? So presumably, we're talking about the following parsha, is that Yisro, the father of Moshe Rabbeinu, sees Moshe sitting all day and all night judging the people. Min haboker va'ara erev. Vayarchol sein Moshe, the pasuk tells us, es kol asher hu oseh la'am, Vayomer, and Yisro says, Ma hadavar hazeh asher ata oseh la'am. Madua ata yoshev levadecha. What are you doing? Why are you sitting by yourself? V'chol ha'am nitzav alech min haboker v'ad ha'erev. And the whole nation is coming to you from morning to night. They're all waiting online to be with you. And what are you doing? This is not right. They're all waiting online. They're waiting, delayed. This is not right. Yisro has a taina, has a complaint, and presumably he's correct. Moshe doesn't feel it. Moshe says, I can do it, I can handle it. I can carry the burden of the people on my shoulders. But perhaps Moshe didn't see that there was something that he wasn't achieving. People were perhaps either waiting online too long, or he couldn't solve all of their issues. He couldn't resolve everything. There had to be a better way. And what does Yisro do? Yisro says, no, we can do this differently. When the people come to you, ki elahem davar ba elai v'shafati, when people come to you, we can divide and conquer. We can go ahead and have the biggest cases. You'll be the Supreme Court. You'll deal with the biggest of cases. But lesser cases will go to certain chachamim. Lower cases will go to other chachamim. And we can have a system over here. We can do this more efficiently. We can do it better. And yes, you will get the hardest and biggest of cases. You'll sit on top. You'll oversee everything. But you don't have to do everything by yourself. What's the message over here? Why is this so significant that Yisro is called Yeter? Because this parsha is introduced. So a lot of times we see things that we are problematic. We see things that are not right, that are not going well. We see this institution is doing things in an improper way. This rabbi, this person is messed up, is wrong. We kvetch and we complain, and it's so easy to be critical and to be complaining. That's an easy thing to do. What's a hard thing to do is to become a problem solver, is to identify an issue and then come up with a solution and then implement the solution. That's much more challenging. And perhaps that is the gadlus of Yisro. Yisro sees here a problem. He sees here a flaw. Moshe, you could be doing this differently. You could be doing it better. Why are you doing it like this? And it could have ended there, period. No. The extra parsha that's brought into the Torah because of Yisro is Yisro says, hey, I have an idea. Let's do this differently. We can do this better. Let's divide and conquer. Let's delegate, and we can accomplish so much more. That's the extra parsha. It's not the Yisro identifies the problem. It's he brings the solution. And that's a big message. That's a big Yisro, because as someone who has to run a yeshiva, and we are finding ourselves now in a corona situation in Mevaseret. And Baruch Hashem, it's being handled very, very well, but nothing's perfect. The situation is not perfect. The world is not perfect. There's so many imperfections, and it's so easy for anyone to be critical of this Rav, or this person, or this institution, or this shul. It's so easy to undermine. And the extra parsha that's written in the Torah is because Yisro says, let's fix this. Let's do it better. Let's think together and become problem solvers. I think it's an amazing, amazing message. And I think also it's a sign of Moshe's godless, that he's willing to hear. He's willing to say, yes, perhaps I'm trying to do too much, and I could do more if I empower other people. It's also a fundamental message in Chinuch, is let me empower others. Let me allow others to become their best, which will enable everyone to do their jobs better. So I think that's a beautiful message when it comes to Parshas Yisro. Yisro and Moshe really coming into their own, being problem solvers, identifying not just kvetching, but being there to resolve, to go weiter. And yes, indeed, that is the extra parsha that is created because of Yisro. Have a wonderful Shabbos Kodesh.